Hello, and welcome to Wyverns Weirdos, The Journey Home. I am your Dungeon Master Darby, and joining me as always are Zoe, playing Sevia, Emily, playing Beatrice, Laura, playing Conrad, Mitch, playing Designation 42, 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧, and Johanna, playing Fall. Let's jump into it. When we last left off, 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 had very intricate conversations with both Sevia and Conrad, involving Conrad's current cursed state, that ended with 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 taking a hold of the tome that Conrad came into possession of, and not taking the harm from it that Sevia did, and being able to glean its nature, even if you couldn't quite read it in the moment. And as everyone went to bed for the night, you all found sleep in your time. Conrad, your sleep is fitful, as you find yourself, for the first time in a long time, almost feeling the sensation of suffocation as you are 15 feet above the ground in this same amber temple chamber. The feeling is almost as if someone is holding you aloft by the throat as the rest of you dangles.
You dare to escape from our grasp, to squander the powers we have gifted you.
I do not try.
You will not have them for long. You will be replaced in time, as you have proven yourself useless.
I cannot speak or think. Help me, I don't know how. I have tried.
Why should we help one incapable of helping us?
Because when will you get another chance?
Second chances are for the merciful.
Let
We are
go.
not mercy.
I understand. Let go. I can't. I don't know what to do.
And you are dropped, and you feel yourself falling for what feels like much longer than 15 feet. It is hard to keep track of how long it feels like you are falling before finally you hit what feels like the ground and awaken in your bed.
I don't know what to do. This will be the end of me. I don't. He sort of like, kind of like clutches at his head, like digs his fingers into his hair, and just like shaking, and closes his eyes and like takes concentrated breaths to breathe, to feel like a human again for a couple of moments.
Yes, I will note we pre-rolled between episodes your charisma saving throw, and you actually saved, so you don't have any memories taken from you this time.
Yeah, and he kind of like, while he's doing that, I suppose he kind of feels again that lingering presence. Like, I have to figure it out. I want to live. I want to do it. I'll figure something out. This will be good. I'll figure something out. One step at a time. I have to survive. I always do. And I'll figure something out. And he sort of like goes to move to sort of like grab his journal to like write stuff, but then he does falter, and there's like plop, 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 little tears start to run down his face, and instead he just has a little cry. Fun times.
Meanwhile, everyone wakes up as normal in their separate rooms. Sevia, you, as you had a long rest, recover 1 level of exhaustion, so you're down to just 1.
Feeling great!
Which, yeah, you're lucky that that Tiamat has to save, and it's not an ability check that you have to make for the ritual.
Yeah. Mistakes were made, friends, but it's fine. Everything's fine.
As we're all starting to wake up, Exley's going to, because Exley, the night was weird. He went back into his room, kind of looked at the bed, tried to like climb on it, and just kind of like half kneeling, half like propped up on like hands and knees just on the bed, and then kind of like rolled onto his side, but still keeping like the hands and knees out to the side. Wasn't really sure what to do, so in the end just kind of pushed himself back out of bed and just stood in the corner for the entirety of the night, just kind of powered down. But as it's starting to get a little bit late, or like early in the morning rather than late at night, or when he assumes that like that's the sort of normal living person's time to wake up, Exley is going to walk out of his room, walk up to Conrad's room, and just sort of very quietly just push open the door. If it's unlocked, I'm not sure.
It probably is, which is unusual for Conrad, but speaks without words how he feels here, I suppose.
And we'll just sort of awkwardly and or ominously just sort of stand at the end of Conrad's bed, just sort of looking just for a second. And then we'll sort of mutter a couple of words under his breath and very slowly begin to shift form and grow fur and turn into a little black Labrador, and just go and curl up at the foot of Conrad's bed until he wakes up.
Oh, so Conrad wakes up and has a little cry. There's a little Exley dog. He's like, which he be quite startled at, but then like slow with some kind of memory he can't quite place. Because he likes dogs. He has strong memories of them as a child. there's some kind of like loyalty, idea of loyalty, I suppose, that he did not experience with his family. It's like, oh. Thank you for the scene. My apologies, pup. People just regard the dog as a dog until he knows otherwise. So yes, probably eventually when he stops like having a little freak out, he'll just be like, "Oh, little Scritch," and he'll just go about his like morning stuff until the moment time and he realizes that's not a dog normally. But yes, he's very like that does chill him, I guess. He's very taken by that. That's also going to be cute. Excellent doggo is best doggo.
Yeah, and Exley will just remain as a dog for a little bit into the morning.
They fetch. Go for a walk around outside. It's great.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's easier than talking to the other people. Yes, this is great.
Yeah, and it'll probably be around the time where, you know, Conrad's looking at heading out for breakfast or something or other. Yeah, that the dog will just kind of disappear around the corner.
Oh, come with. I'm sure there'll be food. I don't know. You're probably an imaginary dog, I suppose. That's what 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 does. I don't understand this magic. I'm plainly very bad at understanding magic. But sure, she can imagine up some bacon or something. He paddles along. Come on!
The dog, which was like starting to like, the nose was kind of like shrinking in. It was just like at the thought of bacon, I don't know, the nose just reformed back into a dog nose. And that's
there you are.
along as a dog again.
Oh, no.
And we will have breakfast.
Excellent. Courage is very, very cheerful. Like, oh, good morning, everyone. I love the dog, 𝗖𝗦𝗧. Good imagining. A kind thought of you.
I appreciate that, Conrad. I made you no pup.
Oh yes, it's right there.
𝗖𝗦𝗧, who would have spent some time this morning re-summoning Harold of the World is Done, the little black green-eyed cat, kind of looks at Harold, looks at a black dog with bright green eyes, and goes, Harold, did I make two of you?
Meanwhile, Beatrice is like sitting, rocking back on her chair on two legs, smirking. Because she's figured out what's going on. But she won't say anything.
Well, hello? Have you named it?
No, I haven't thought of a name. I suppose you've mentioned that things disappear when you get out of here, so I don't know.
Yes,
Would it like some food? Can you imagine like the bacon and things like that? That's what dogs like, right? I haven't had one for very long.
Oh, no, of course, I can imagine up some... The dog is nodding. Okay.
It looks happy. There we go. That makes sense.
Okay. And 𝗖𝗦𝗧 will, like, look at Harold and then give Harold to Fall, to hold, and then give Fall a little kiss on the cheek, then go up and get some bacon and put it on in a little pet bowl, and then put the pet bowl on the ground. And go, there you go, puppy, and give it a little double pat on the head.
Is there any way, Darby?
Mm-hmm.
I am a dog.
Yes. Yes, you are.
However, I have the mind of someone a little bit smarter than a dog.
Yes.
Is there any way... I'm familiar with the fact that dogs don't have opposable thumbs. But is there a any sort of method in where Dogsclee can kind of pick up this bowl and put it on the table so that he can eat with the rest of the people.
I mean, I have seen dogs pick up bowls in, like, pet bowls in their mouths and put them other places.
Yeah, it's just whether or not you have enough familiarity with this form to do it, I think. So what I'm gonna say is roll me, I guess, a sleight of, well, it doesn't really matter either way, a dexterity check, using, obviously, the dog's statistics.
Yep. Okay. That's a 1.
You spill your food everywhere.
Oh, puppy, I'm sorry. And
boy.
Sevia, like, picks up the bacon and puts it back in, and, like, because the floor is clean. And she goes, do you want me to put this somewhere else? Where do you want it?
And actually kind of plods up and just kind of sits awkwardly at the table.
Oh, a small gentleman. And she puts the food in front of the little dog.
A small gentleman, Dogsclee is going to cock his head a little bit, and just sort of look at Xavier, and then just be like, bacon, and just start eating.
I love it. Colin looks very harrowed, but he's very like, this is great. I'm enjoying this. I'm not going to think about anything else right now in this precise moment. Wow, Beatrice seems to be in good cheer. Oh, good, I suppose.
Yeah.
And
would anyone like a coffee while I'm up? Or tea? Juice?
Oh, yes, juice, please. The 2 coffees I had yesterday was a bit much.
Yes, no, it didn't
Sleep
do...
too well.
No, it didn't do wonderful things for your blood pressure, darling. I'll sort that out.
Thank you.
Would the puppy like a coffee?
the puppy again sort of cocks its head. Funnily enough, almost like it's not heard of coffee before, which is understandable for both a robot and a dog. But yeah, he will very slowly give a nod with a cocked head.
Yes, but it clearly does. Sorry.
Oh,
I don't think giving coffee to a dog is a good idea.
well, I was telling a joke.
Oh, is it poisonous to a dog?
Well, I don't know.
I think so.
I've never had a dog.
Probably. And they're quite funny, though, just sitting up at the table having a little sip of coffee.
Avocado.
I think even if it weren't, I wouldn't really give a random dog I may have made in my sleep out of magic a coffee. I'll get him some water.
You've not seen a dog look like just disappoint, like just a very human expression of just disappointment and just mild annoyance. But now you have.
Curious. As she gets the water, she has anyone seen Exley? Did he speak to you last night, Conrad?
Conrad, turns his head. Why would you expect him to? Why are you asking?
He mentioned he was going to. I figured it was curious.
Oh, yes, he did.
A good conversation?
He shoves the probably the add force of habit tree that's sitting in front of him towards the dog. Yes, I think so.
Good.
It was 42 though, wasn't it?
He goes by 2 names. Did.
2 names?
Yes. There's 42, and then there is 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧, the name he gave himself.
Oh. I see. Interesting. Well, yes, it went well. Is he not present? That's concerning.
I've seen him. He's busy. He'll be here soon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good. I would hate him to miss out on the group dynamic after so long.
Yes. True. Well, hopefully he will return. There's not too far to get to, because he's wandering around in the volcano, which will be great.
That would be like him, but I think he's probably just in his room. He is glad to be back, you know. And she looks at everyone, but she especially looks at Fall.
Fall is just kind of like nervously eating bacon. It's like, yes, no, it's good to have him back. I hope. Yes, I see you're all very happy to see him again.
𝗖𝗔𝗦 looks around to make sure 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 isn't here. And then goes over to Fall and just puts a hand on their shoulder and gives a little squeeze. And it gives Fall his orange juice. And says, it's okay to feel conflicted, darling. I don't think any of us expected him to arrive. Certainly not in these circumstances.
No, absolutely not. It's just, wow, a lot's been happening. Now I've got a whole new person to worry about on top of it. But no, I'm sure to be fine. He tries to say this quietly, but yes, he does say it.
You don't have to worry. Don't make that face.
No, you're right. It's been a big day. But you're right. Yes, no, I shouldn't worry so much. It's not good.
It's not that it's not good. Feelings are neither good nor bad. And she is sort of saying this out loud, privately and also not at all privately.
The dog is staring at the two of you.
Feelings are neither good nor bad. There is no necessary morality to it. You are worried. I'm not telling you should punish yourself for that. I'm merely saying that we are a group that has changed, a group that has been altered. But we are a group. We are a family of a sort. Without... Well, we have made a life. We will continue to make our lives. Whatever we want them to be. 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 does not hinder that. He helps.
Yes, no, you're right, yes. I think, I'm sure he's going to be very helpful in what's upcoming. And yes, fear isn't bad, just as long as it doesn't overcome you. Mm.
I am proud of you. You're doing a good job.
Thank you. I might have a chat with you later. I'm not over the breakfast table about something.
All right.
But yes. He'll just sit back and stop the kind of like soft conversation with Xavier and just turn to the others. Be like, all right, a big day ahead of us. Everyone who wants something more to eat? So that I can wrestle together.
Always go for more food.
All right, I will get you a serving. And so probably all he does is like get food that Stevie has created and like arrange it in a nice way, because I don't think he can actually create the food, but he will do this.
So, what is the plan of travel?
Out of here.
Yes.
Now that I've rested, I can teleport us to the top. Save that ghastly trip through the water. And then, I believe it was Keyleth is taking up to Vasselheim. From there, we find a way to locate Arkan in particular.
Alternatively, if you're already going to be using teleport, give me a few moments and I can sketch you, something of the promenade of Vasselheim. Then you should be able to get us straight there.
Risky but doable. Certainly a sketch is better than what I've read in my textbooks people have been given.
Alright, if you'll excuse me. And Percy goes to the corner of the room with his notepad and starts sketching.
She is very briefly like, I do hope you and Grog enjoyed your rooms last night.
Oh, they were most appropriate, thank you.
I hope the door joining the two of them so you two could, converse was helpful.
Was very helpful. That's one word for it, yes. Thank you.
Conrad looks from between one to the other and then just kind of like looks over at Beatrice instinctively and just raises his eyebrows.
Beatrice does a little, eyebrow wiggle back at him.
Phil probably looks at Xavier and does that little scandalized hand gesture and is like, I thought he was married.
Xavier looks at that and then goes, I certainly hope you two had a wonderful evening. Will any of
Get
the
your
other members...
mind out of the gutter, Sevia.
I do not know what gutter you are talking about. I am being perfectly normal right now, Percival.
Grog decided to come in and play marbles with my bullets.
Is that what they're calling it these days? Corey takes a swig of the coffee he doesn't need to drink. It's just kind of like, oh.
Well, I certainly hope the two of you enjoyed your marbles. Live and let live and all that. It's perfectly wonderful. Yes?
Sevia, I am a married man.
That has never stopped anyone in the past. I feel like we've gotten off topic.
And Grog doesn't swing that way.
Oh. Xavier looks at Grog as if to be like, really? This is the first straight person I've ever met.
Yeah, I think I remember Vax once talking about food, but he didn't mean food. He was talking about me not liking hot dogs or something.
Oh,
So that's unusual among your friends then? Around here?
I wouldn't say unusual, but
Less common.
it's Well, there are all sorts.
All sorts. Huh. Good place to be.
It is certainly not uncommon for people to be attracted in various ways. That's a strange concept where you are from.
For me, perhaps, yes. It does not seem to be the case in many other places, though. I am learning much about the world, I suppose. It is a pity that... It is good to hear that the world is different than the small confines that I grew up in. Probably like it shoves more plates of it towards the dogger. Probably like just grabs like the plate, one of the plates falls put down. Like anyway. Good luck with your drawing.
Yes, so we should gather Exley and inform him of the plan and then prepare.
Yes, we should. Where did you last see him, Beatrice? Emily muted.
Whole conversation while muted. It's fine. Beatrice sort of sits up and goes, I'll go get him. Yes. You, dog, come with me. And she strides out of the room.
Dog grabs one last little bit of bacon and follows.
My dog.
The dog is your friend. Was that not obvious?
Pardon?
Most dogs are friends.
The automaton's a druid, yes?
He has done that before.
Oh my god.
Silver with green eyes.
Oh my god.
Dead giveaway.
Oh. Okay. That was 40. Oh. Well, that makes sense, I suppose. Have fun with your drawing!
I gave him so much bacon.
Probably just looks a little flustered, like, god damn it! How dare someone sneak this by me!
Exley's
so
going
many
to,
scriptures.
as Beatrice and Exley round the corner, Exley will reappear and sort of shift back into that metallic form. I believe we fooled every single one of them. They have no idea.
That was a very nice thing you did for Conrad.
It seemed to improve his spirits.
Did the last time you did that?
I also recall that I broke a pet.
I remember something about that.
Regardless, how are your spirits?
Mine are fine. I'm ready for all this to be over.
And when it is over, what will you do?
I'm not too sure just yet. I might go back and try to make amends for some of the things I've done. There's someone that I need to find for Sevia.
Interesting.
I believe they may have answers.
I am unsure of your motives. However, should you require assistance, I would be happy to help a member of the team.
That's very nice of you, actually. I see you've been through a bit. And she looks him up and down.
I have changed. I believe I have improved, but we shall see.
You're not the only one who's changed, and she stretches her wings.
That is quite curious.
Isn't it?
Are they usable?
Yes. Very much so.
That is good to know. I was concerned they may just be a fashion item.
That would be a bit disappointing.
It would. Having a benefit such as that would be quite useful.
It has been. A few times.
Exley just kind of looks at the extent of the wings. What do the wings look like?
So Beatrice is now, she no longer has any of the white, she's just blue, black sheen, feathers, and then just large, kind of like angel wings, but black.
Okay. They are incredible.
Thank you. Took some getting used to.
Of course. Any modification to oneself will take some getting used to.
Keep hitting my head on things. Not used to the height.
Well, I'm sure you will only grow stronger with time.
I'm sure it will.
It should be noted, I have not had much interaction with some members of this group, yourself included. However, I do observe the others. I am not sure whether they admit it. You appear to be, if I am using this expression correctly, a rock.
I suppose I'd put it like that. They're all very young. And it's been a struggle. All they need is somebody to help push them. To make better of themselves.
You are performing adequately.
End it quickly. Okay.
I believe my words have offended. I apologize. And we return to the group.
I have Ixley! Ta-da!
Yes. What a magic trick.
Did anybody see that dog?
It was very cute. Little black dog.
It was, yes.
Quite adorable.
Should have seen how he got along with Harold.
Oh, it's the cat back. The cat's back. Oh dear.
As an aside, Exley will just turn to Beatrice and say, "Do we not like this cat?"
Stevia does. So does Paul. That's all that matters.
However, that is not a majority. Exley will just ponder this.
Yes, I guess you only got to see him in... You have not yet seen him, because you have not yet been out in the kitchen yet. This is Harold, and she gestures at Harold, who's snuggling with Fall and looking very cute, who probably just blinks his big green eyes at Exley and just very slowly yawns. Harold is my familiar. I can cast spells through him, or he can go look out for us.
Interesting.
Quite.
Has the Herald proved useful?
I haven't had him for very long, but he has helped out in Scrapple too. He helped us find a safe house, valiantly sacrificed himself, didn't you, for us to find a safe house recently, where we got in a big battle with a cult leader. And he's helped me heal a few times. And, well, he's quite portable. And she snaps her fingers, and Harold, bamps out of Fall's arms. And then when she snaps again, he appears in hers. One of the things about familiars. He's technically made of celestial stuff.
Interesting.
Would you like to hold him? Or give him a little scratch?
Exley will look at this bundle of fluff that has eyes and fangs. I do not believe we have the time at the current moment.
Sevia just kind of makes a little face at him. He's like, oh, I thought you'd have such an affinity. You've looked like him before.
I most assuredly did not.
Back in the library in Barovia? Never mind. I appear to have made things strange. And she bamps Harold back out of her arms, and then says, well, I'm sure Beatrice and Conrad can let you know what our current plan is. Fall and I might go prepare.
That makes sense. I suppose if we find Arcan, then we will have to get into it. So that is a good idea. We should prepare and then see what eventuates after that.
Yes, do what we can now to do the best we can in the future. We will return. And she gives Conrad a little pat on the shoulder, and then she gives Exley like a little tap, tap, tap on the bicep, and then looks at Beatrice and just kind of goes bap on the shoulder. And walks over to Fall and takes their hand and leads them out.
Yeah, they'll go along with her.
Yeah.
Nice. So I guess they just go to their room to start packing and stuff.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah. Sevia like closes the door and turns around and goes, "What is it?"
Well, it's not about Exley, actually. Although, you know, feelings are complicated about him.
Yes, and that's fair. You'll have plenty of time to hash that out.
Yes, hopefully. It's just kind of... And he just, like, looks really, like, bone-tired for a moment, kind of, like, leans up against a wall for a bit. And then he asks, Do you think all of this, all the quests that we've been on, all the things that we've been tasked with, now going up against some deity trying to keep them locked away, do you think it's been the gods all along nudging us along this path? Gods, when I was, I remember last night, I overheard some of the monks talking about how they didn't know what to do with me because I was so struggling with my studies and my spiritual duties, and that if I went out into the world to become an adventurer and spread Kiteth's ways, that I'd probably just end up dying, essentially. That's what they said. That's kind of always the belief that people have had about me, so... Meeting Kiteth? That feels like the dream, really. I think all of this is kind of just like in that last volcano where I died. It's just too big to think about. It's like if I start to actually try to think about this, it's all going to rise up around me, and I will not be able to make my way out of it again. I need to focus on what's actually happening, or the danger that we're in right now. But I can't help thinking about what this means. Are we tied to the gods?
Sevia walks over very slowly and she says, "Can I hold your hands?"
Yes.
She takes both of them in hers, just holds them very close. "You've always worried if this was a test. Since the day I met you."
Mm.
And at times, I will admit, I would have believed it. That the gods are stringing us along, that this is a fickle game of theirs. But darling, I rejected the gods for long enough to know that they don't matter. Not the way we think they do. We allow them in our lives. I let Arcani in to help. She does not guide me. She does not send me many visions. Kiteth, has always been complex for you, I know that. And the way those monks treated you is beyond the pale. That does not mean 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 has taken your agency away. You have made your choices. Maybe her principles guided you, maybe avoiding her principles guided you. But you made them. The gods cannot take us away. We make our decisions. I know that is hard to believe. Even if we were not affected the way Conrad is. Even if we were tied to our gods the way Conrad is, but it was good. Conrad's gods are not taking his agency away because they have a grand plan. They are taking his agency away because they are children fighting for something. 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 does not take your agency away. 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 does not take mine. Zariel did not take Beatrice's. I will admit, my darling, there are things too big to think of. I cannot think of the last time we were in a volcano without feeling that same way. As 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 pointed out, I cannot even make myself think of water. If the gods decide things for us, then I defy them. For no god would have led me to you. I found my way there. And you found your way to me. Awful as the path was, no god laid it. There are big things we can think on later, things we must think on later, even if they drown us. But never for a second let something as minor as a god make you think that you are worth less than what you are.
This all looks like very, like, it's very confronting things for Fall to hear. He looks like he doesn't know what to make of it. But he grips Sevia's hands tighter. This is things that are going to take a while to I don't know, to understand. Would you truly turn your back on 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧, losing the powers that she gave you, or the promises of an afterlife with her?
I view what I have with 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 as a partnership. She may argue with me now, and she may. For a very long time I felt she took everything from me. And the most I could ask back is help. But if she ever made me choose between her and you, there is not a modicum of power she could give me that would make me turn my back on you. I would give up 1,000 gods if they ever tried to take away the one thing I chose for myself.
How can you say the most bold and romantic things?
You inspire me. I know you're the one that does the inspiring, but I've never felt this way for anyone. For a very long time, I never thought I could. You changed me.
I'm so glad to hear it. It's not something I thought I could do, but I guess I think my feelings for you, I could try to maybe trust in myself and my path a little bit more, and I love you, Celia. You're a wonderful person.
However long it takes to find the path where you trust yourself the most, I will walk it beside you. I love you so much for...
you. And he just like pulls into her embrace.
Yeah. She just hugs them. And she is a little teary. And just gives a little like kiss on the cheek. Like one of those lingering ones where it's more of like a face press than a kiss. And then she just kind of presses their foreheads together. I love you.
I love you too. He just kind of like grinning tearily, and he's like, I'm gonna no, every inspiration is for you today, alright? You make me so strong.
I'm glad. You do the same for me. And I can't wait to spend the whole life being strong with you.
And I think probably something that he does quite often with Cedar especially. He just kind of like, it's like just smiling and quite overwhelmed, and he'll just like put his face into her shoulder and tighten and embrace.
She just holds him. However long they're there for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll stay there for a moment just to kind of collect himself, and then just be in her embrace. Before eventually they'll part and they'll get ready for the day.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Conrad, a couple of rooms down, sort of getting together his kit, sort of trying on a new shirt. Ugh, I feel like they're doing something romantic in there. Disgusting.
I can sense
Sharpening his knives on a little whetstone.
Yeah. We prepare.
As everyone finds themselves preparing and then regathering, ready to go, Percy hands you, Sevia, this drawing of a city street. What appear to be a vast array of religious buildings within sight. Says, all right, that's Vasselheim, or at least my best approximation of it.
It's a rather good sketch.
Spend enough time planning out blueprints and you pick up a few things.
Clearly, I'm not the only person who was an artist in another life. All right, everyone, gather round.
All right. And if things go wrong, we can always call for find the nearest plant and call for Keyleth.
Yes, of course. Oh, quickly! And Sylvia lays out the sketch, and then as everyone's kind of getting all their things together and coming in, she is going to shoot a quick sending to Mordenkainen.
Okay.
Hello! Heading to Vasselheim now. Hoping to catch Arkan before anything has really begun. Will we see you there, or are you our backup? $25.
You receive a response. I will endeavor to reach Vasselheim. Whether I catch up with you before or after, I cannot guarantee.
Okay, we may or may not see Mordenkainen, but that's fine, we can handle it. Well, are we all ready to have a fight, stop a god, do the whole thing?
We'll have to see how we go.
Yep, I believe in us.
Yes, we can do it. We're a team.
We've got this. We've done, we've faced tough enemies before.
Yes, we've come out mostly alive every single time so far. So we'll do well. Just remember everything that happened last time we fought Arkan, and don't do that again, I guess.
Of course.
Yes. Well, in summation, for you, 42. Basically, don't get him. Don't go down around. Don't let your guard down. I suppose he'll go quite tall, so it'd be very difficult for him to reach your throat. So don't let him get you by the throat. In summary.
Very well.
I do not know a great deal about his fighting style, otherwise he was preoccupied. Lots of good swordsmanship, though. Very fast, with some magic. So, something to be mindful of for everyone. And, well, we don't really know what else this will entail, so we'll have to improvise. Be fast, and live.
Be fast and live.
Good words.
All right. Everyone hold on. And she turns to Percy right as she's casting the magic for teleport and says, "This is a bad time to tell you I've never done this before," and then brings her hand down on the picture of Vasselheim. And takes us there.
Alright. So, roll me a percentile, please.
Oh, God. I miss Ross and always knowing where things were. That is a 62.
62. So, okay. So, this falls under, yeah. Oh, I don't really need to make the call. It falls on off target for each. Can you roll me 2d10s, please?
Okay. So we don't get hurt.
No. You're
That's
just off target. There's
a
no
9 and a 2.
9 and a 2. So you are you're actually
We accidentally land
because you're
right
in
at
the
Arkan's
center of
feet.
this, no, but you're you're probably where you show up. You're in like the wildlands of 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 here, or some wooded area, and you can barely through the edge of the trees see the city off in the distance.
Oh, Sevia says as she shakes a couple of leaves out of her hair. Well, I was a little off, but I got us nearly there.
Beatrice leans to Exley and is like, well, it was better than I thought we'd get.
It would be a lie to say that I was not concerned.
Right.
Is this the place, Percy?
Not
Lord
quite.
Percy?
Not quite. Someone reach out to Keyleth.
Look at Sevia.
Beatrice just reaches out a hand.
You idiots. You pun-based idiots. Okay, Sevia kind of just sighs at Beatrice and her little hijinks and goes, Keyleth, we're in Vasselheim, but the foresty bit. Percy says you can get us a little closer? If that's not inconvenient, please and thank you.
Okay. Alright, so you get a response a moment later. I'm going to scry. Let me get a good look, and then I'll open up the nearest tree.
Sevia sends nothing back, because then that would be all of her thoughts.
Yeah. You can feel a magic trying to peek at you. I take it you allow it because you've been told about the scry. And a moment later, you all see as a tree behind Sevia starts to open up. And a incredible grove can be seen through the crack in it. Where you can also see you can see druidic priests and priestesses seemingly locked in combat with these sort of with Abishai. Most of you have seen these in the Nine Hells. They are sort of humanoid infernal minions of Tiamat, resembling almost humanoid dragons, but in more of an off-putting way than Dragonborn do. Right. What are you waiting for? Come through!
Come through into that!
Beatrice pulls her bow out and leaps through.
I'm sorry, were you expecting a red carpet?
Exley follows Beatrice.
Oh my
Oh my god.
Started
Okay,
already?
back to this again. Alright.
It lasts 6 seconds. Come on through.
Good luck, team!
Got this.
Right. And Keela says, okay, Kima's here. She's at the Platinum Sanctuary. Vex has gone to the Dawn Seat, Pike to the Temple of Renewal, and this, for context, this is the Birth Heart, home of the Dawn Mother. Oh, no, not Dawn, the Wild Mother. Or her temple here. So, I think the Platinum Sanctuary is where the most fire from Archon is focused. So you might want to go there. Alright, Grog, you show them, you lead them there. I need to go find Vex and help her. Alright. Got this unfinished with business with Archon. I'm with you.
Okay, good. Well, let's go.
Right. Apparently you should be able to see a rift as well.
Rift. Okay, good. Sounds normal.
Is that where Archon will be?
Probably, I would guess.
It's where he was last time we found him.
Okay.
Right. And we are going to have, as you run through the streets of Vasselheim, a skill challenge. So I need everyone to, as you fight your way through the city, so the city is swarmed with these Abishai of creatures of all the chromatic dragon colors, being fought off by all matter of Ysilians here in the city. And so, if anyone wants to jump in with how they want to contribute to this, let me just tell me, and we will work out how that contributes and the type of skill you need to do.
First up, I think Exley's going to be very focused on the end goal here, which is we find one individual who has items that the group needs. The rest of this is distraction. So he will be attempting to sort of look ahead as much as he possibly can and try and find the path of least resistance, if he can.
All right.
Yeah, trying to sort of assist Grog in that manner, because actually doesn't know this individual, but he seems like the sort of person that would go as the crow flies. Whereas potentially there might be a left-hand turn that we could take, which would avoid a mild amount of combat.
Okay, so roll me a perception check.
That is a 23.
23. Okay, you spot that there is, in the general vicinity, there seems to be an alley that is appears relatively unoccupied. It takes a little bit of a push to get through, but you do manage to sneak through. Okay. So as you're going through the back streets to reach the rift, what are other people trying to do?
Beatrice is flying above everyone, trying to sort of clear a path.
Okay.
So if there's anything big that turns up in front of them, she's gonna go in and knock it out of the way if she has to.
Yeah, I'm gonna call that. Yeah, let's do that with an attack roll.
It's a nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay, so you, with your keen eyes, and your vantage point, are able to, especially with your divine connection, shoot through arrows, and make short work of like a number of black and white Abishai that seem to be the bulk of the Abishai here. There's the occasional flash of red, blue, and green, but the bulk of these devils seem to be of the white and black variety. Who wants to contribute something next?
I think Phil would be doing similarly to Beatrice. He's just going to be like constantly moving, just constantly like darting about with his quarterstaff out. Pretty much just trying to do lots of little blows to any creatures that will be like, they'll like trip them or just like help knock them out if they're fighting someone else. Just give everyone a hand. He's trying to do this good like offensive defense for the party as they go by.
Okay, so roll me a... We'll call that a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
You're trying more to go with the finesse to trip people more than you are actually.
I do it acrobatically. That was a 14 on a sleight of hand. 14
total, okay. It almost... Yeah, you don't lose too much pace, but it does. Your efforts seem to be slowing you more than they do help, and you get stopped momentarily by this white Abishai that gets an attack in on you, dealing 12 points of cold damage.
Okay.
But you're able to immediately knock them out and continue on with the rest of the group. Who is next? Conrad and Sevia are still left to go. And you see the rift is getting ever closer, or you are getting ever closer to the rift.
Okay. The gay thing I'm going to do. Celia, Fall has gotten hurt. We're all running through the streets. Darby, I know the wording on the spell I'm about to say says it's one creature of your choice. Because we are running and I wouldn't do this in combat, am I allowed to make Shield of Faith move between different people to help protect us as we run through the streets? If not, I will just put it at the front to help protect us as we move.
I like the flavoring of like having it at the front and pushing it and moving it around. If you expend for me, it's usually a second level spell.
I believe it's usually a first.
First. Okay. So if you expend for me a second level spell slot, then that, because you're expending resources, that is just a success.
Beautiful. So yeah, Sevia sees Fall get hit and will first throw out a hand and have this magical glowing blue shield just appear in front of Fall. And then as we keep moving, she's going to every time it looks like someone's about to attack the party, she'll just swing it around until it ends up at the front, helping push us through and protect us as we run through.
All right. Okay. And Conrad, how would you like to contribute to this push through the city?
Yeah, so as we're surging along, there's Beatrice overhead, Exley shadowing Grog, Sevia manipulating magic to protect us, and Fall trying to beat off attackers. Conrad will keep up the pace. Running, he will jump over any obstacles that come by. He'll move around where the where Fall is striking. Different he will, but most of all, he will be watching to direct people as he utilizing his master of tactics, I suppose. So the bonus action help thing. So if he sees any incoming thing, he will alert people. He is trying to be as mindful as possible of everyone around him, rather than he knows that we'll get to that end goal. But we need to get there in one piece.
Okay.
So that's and he does this with like shadows, the shadows of like form of dread wreathing around him, looking both more stark and also less connected to him than they have before after his dream the previous night.
Okay, so I'm going to give you two options because of that last thing you said. So if you are just using Master of Tactics, like from a mechanical standpoint, just using Master of Tactics, because that's an unlimited resource, I will need you to roll a persuasion. However, as you mentioned,
utilizing his patron's influence, form of dread.
Like form of dread, I will allow you to expend one use of the form of dread for an automatic success.
I'll do that. Easy. I'll roll anyway, but we'll see. Yeah. No, we'll utilize that.
Okay.
And as noted, of course, form of dread is that if any creature tries to hit him, has to succeed on a wisdom saving throw. So some creatures potentially would also be driven off immediately, frightened.
Yeah. All right. So, you collectively, through this show of teamwork, make your way through to the rift, and you get to a point where you are within eyesight of Arkan, and he is within your sights. And there are creatures surrounding him, but he is also adorned with a golden headdress, partially covering the face in an almost draconic fashion, with 5 dragon heads adorning it. And he turns his face to look at you and he says, "So, finally showed up. This is going to be fun. I think time for the welcome party." And you hear a roar through the rift from what seems like 5 heads growling out in unison, as you see through the rift emerging the form of Tiamat. And that's where we're going to leave it for this week.
Oh no! See you next week, everyone.
See you next time. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Toodles.